Chapter 18. Every tragedy falls into two parts, complication and unraveling or denouement. Incidents extraneous to the action are frequently combined with a portion of the action proper to form the complication. The rest is the unraveling. By the complication, I mean all that extends from the beginning of the action to the part which marks the turning point to good or bad fortune. The unraveling is that which extends from the beginning of the change to the end. Thus, in the Lynceus of Theodectes, the complication consists of the incidents presupposed in the drama, the seizure of the child, and then again, the unraveling extends from the accusation of murder to the end. There are four kinds of tragedy: the complex, depending entirely on reversal of the situation and recognition; the pathetic, where the motive is passion, such as the tragedies on Ajax and Ixion; the ethical, where the motives are ethical, such as the Thyatides and the Peleus. The fourth kind is the simple. We here exclude the purely spectacular element, exemplified by the Phorcides, the Prometheus, and scenes laid in Hades. The poet should endeavor, if possible, to combine all poetic elements, or failing that, the greatest number, and those the most important, the more so, in face of the cavilling criticism of the day. For whereas there have hitherto been good poets, each in his own branch, the critics now expect one man to surpass all others in their several lines of excellence. In speaking of a tragedy as the same or different, the best test to take is the plot. Identity exists where the complication and unraveling are the same. Many poets tie the knot well, but unravel it ill. Both arts, however, should always be mastered. Again, the poet should remember what has been often said, and not make an epic structure into a tragedy. By an epic structure, I mean one with a multiplicity of plots, as if, for instance, you were to make a tragedy out of the entire story of the Iliad. In the epic poem, owing to its length, each part assumes its proper magnitude. In the drama, the result is far from answering to the poet's expectation. The proof is that the poets who have dramatized the whole story of the fall of Troy, instead of selecting portions, like Euripides, or who have taken the whole tale of Niobe, and not a part of her story, like Aeschylus, either fail utterly or meet with poor success on the stage. Even Agathon has been known to fail from this one defect. In his reversals of the situation, however, he shows a marvelous skill in the effort to hit the popular taste, to produce a tragic effect that satisfies the moral sense. This effect is produced when the clever rogue, like Sisyphus, is outwitted, or the brave villain defeated. Such an event is probable in Agathon's sense of the word. It is probable, he says, that many things should happen contrary to probability. The chorus too should be regarded as one of the actors. It should be an integral part of the whole, and share in the action, in the manner not of Euripides, but of Sophocles. As for the later poets, their choral songs pertain as little to the subject of the piece as to that of any other tragedy. They are, therefore, sung as mere interludes, a practice first begun by Agathon. Yet what difference is there between introducing such choral interludes and transferring a speech, or even a whole act, from one play to another?
Summary and reflection for Chapter 18.
In the 18th section of the Poetics, Aristotle examines the structure of tragedy, dividing it into two essential parts, complication and unraveling, denouement. The complication encompasses incidents from the beginning to the turning point of good or bad fortune, while the unraveling extends from the beginning of the change to the end. Aristotle emphasizes the importance of mastering both elements, cautioning against the common pitfall of poets who excel in complicating the plot but stumble in unraveling it. Aristotle outlines four types of tragedy: complex, dependent on reversal of the situation and recognition; pathetic, driven by passion; ethical, with ethical motives; and simple, excluding purely spectacular elements. He advises poets to aim for a combination of poetic elements or, failing that, prioritize the greatest and most important elements. The poet should avoid transforming an epic structure into a tragedy, as each genre demands a distinct approach. Aristotle provides examples of poets failing due to this error, highlighting the need for mastery in both complicating and unraveling the plot. The discussion extends to the role of the chorus, considering it an integral part of the play. unlike later poets like Agathon, who introduced choral interludes unrelated to the plot. Aristotle advocates for the chorus to be an active participant in the action, aligning with the approach of Sophocles rather than Euripides.
Practical exercises.
Writers. Write a tragic narrative that includes a well-crafted complication leading to a significant turning point and an effective unraveling of the plot. Experiment with different types of tragic structures, complex, pathetic, ethical, and simple, and observe how each affects the overall impact of the story. Composers. Compose a musical piece that mirrors the emotional journey of a tragedy, paying attention to the shifting moods during complication and unraveling. Create a musical score for a hypothetical tragedy, ensuring that the music complements both the complicated and unraveling phases of the plot. Dancers. Choreograph a dance routine that interprets the emotional complexities of a tragic narrative, capturing the essence of complication and unraveling through movement. Explore how dance can be integrated into the chorus's role, enhancing its connection to the plot and contributing to the overall dramatic impact. Actors. Perform scenes from a tragic play, focusing on effectively complicating and unraveling the plot through convincing and emotionally charged portrayals. Experiment with choral performances that actively contribute to the unfolding action, aligning with the tradition of Sophocles rather than later poets like Agathon.